It is day 56 of the suffering. I'm going to try to make this part quick. I'm actually going to go behind me. I have on the board, I'm going to go over my old powerlifting routine for my chest routine. Since I went over my squats and my deadlifts last week, I'm going to go ahead and add that in after this update. Okay, so I weighed in this morning at 209.5 pounds. So I'm down 1.5 pounds from last week. I've been losing on average about 2 pounds a week, but this week it slowed down a little bit, and I kind of have an idea of why. So for the last 2 weeks, I've been waking up working out in the morning, and I've also been working out in the evenings. So I've decided, and I cut the cardio. I've been doing 5 minutes of cardio in the morning and about 10 minutes at night, and I honestly don't have the amount of calories I need daily to be able to wake up in the morning and work out hard enough. And if I was waking up and I was eating and I was getting a bunch of carbs before my workout, it'd be different. But I wake up on an empty stomach, I'm trying to work out. I can't even get a pump in the mornings because I just don't have the carbohydrates in me after training in the evening and then not having any carbs until pretty much 6 a.m. and I work out before that. So it's just like, this 2-day split's gonna have to wait until I start bulking so I can actually have the carbs in the morning and be able to have a much better, more aggressive workout, because I'm chasing the pump right now. Everything I'm doing is 100% chasing the pump. I'm gauging my success in the gym off of my pump. Whether you feel like that's the right way or the wrong way, I don't care. Like I feel like the bigger the pump, the more blood I get in the muscle, the more aggressive I can obtain a pump, the better my gym session is, the more opportunity I had for my muscles to swell up with blood and grow. Nor here or there how you feel about that's just what I'm doing right now. Okay, so I'm gonna change it back up. So I'm gonna start doing 30 minutes of cardio in the morning again, like I was doing previously. And then I'm gonna do my full workout at nighttime. And then I'm gonna do another 30 minutes of cardio in the evening, because I just don't have the energy in the mornings to push as hard as I feel I need to push in the mornings to work out. It's just not gonna happen. Not on a deficit, not in a cut. So I'm just gonna keep the mindset of like, I'm working out to get bigger, I'm working out to get stronger, yes, but also the main objective right now is I'm working out to maintain my muscle mass while I'm on this cut. I only have, we're going into week 9. I only have 3 weeks and 4 days left because this ends on a Thursday. So it's like, I had my fun, I dropped the cardio, and then I did a 2-day split. And now it's like, okay, I got that out of my system. Let's go back to doing what we're doing. So that's what I'm doing. The diet hasn't changed at all. Nothing's changed at all, except for I changed the routine, the cardio up a little bit. But now the routine, the cardio is going back. Now I'm still going to be doing the drop sets, the rest pause, the supersets, and all that fun, aggressive, out of the box training. It's just, I'm not going to be training twice a day no more. I'm just going to be doing cardio twice. Okay, now that I've said that, before I start repeating myself, like I said, I lost 1.5 pounds. I'm down from 235 to 209.5. So that's a total loss of what, right at 25.5 pounds roughly in 8 weeks, going into 9 weeks. I think that's pretty good. Okay, so another thing too, what I wanted to talk about this routine here, the squat and deadlift routine. If y'all don't know and watch this video, go back and watch the other one. The only thing I'm going to say that I forgot to mention is the days that you squat heavy, you're going to start with your squat and your squat accessories. And then the days that you deadlift heavy, you're going to start with deadlift and your deadlift accessories. So if you start heavy on squats, you're going to run your squats and your accessories, and then you do your deadlifts and then your accessories. And if it's a heavy deadlift night, you start with your deadlift and accessories, and then you move to your squats and squats accessories. Also, you're not trying to move to a PR. You're not trying to build up to your new PR. You're building back up to your old PR, which is not going to be your new PR. It's just a marker of what you're trying to get back to and be stronger than you were last time, to clarify. Okay, so for the bench press, the way that I did the bench pressing was on your heavy night, because you only work once a week, okay? So I train my bench on Wednesdays. Everything I did for my chest was on a Wednesday. So what I would do is I would start off with bench press. And the first night, we're going to do 85%. You're going to warm up using sets of 5 to 50%. Let me start over. You got to figure out what your true 1 rep max is. Once you figure out what your true 1 rep max is, if your 1 rep max is 300, or if it's 275, 295, 215, 195, it doesn't matter. This is your 100% of your current 1 rep max. These percentages are based off of what your 100% is. Now, the reason why I put 100% is for the sake of math. So 100%, right? We're going to make the math easier. But this is what's going to be, this 100 is going to be what your max is, your actual right now max is. And that's what this is based off of. So the first Wednesday, this is a 12-week program, just so y'all know. This dash is the deload week. So this right here is going to be 85% of what this number is. So then when you do 85% working up to 50% of what 85% is, okay? Not 50% of your 100, you're gonna work up to 50% of what 85% is of 100%, if that makes sense, okay? So for the 9, for the sake of math, this is your 100%, this number, which is actually 85% of this. But whatever 50% of this number is, you're gonna do sets of 5 building up to whatever 50% of this number is. And then you do singles leading up to this number. Once you hit this number, you're going to do a set of 5. That's it. And you're doing competition style. You're going to come down, you're going to pause, you're going to give it about a second to 3, and then you're going to press. And you're going to come down nice and slow and controlled. You're going to pause 1 to 3 seconds, and you're going to press just like you would in a knee. When you get done with that right here, after that, your next night, your next bench night, I'm going to go over the percentages first, then we'll go over accessory work, okay? Then the next week, you're going to do 55% of whatever this number is. And then you're going to work up to your 55% of whatever your 1 rep max is, doing sets of 5. Doesn't matter how many sets you do, whatever it takes, just like this, to get to 50% to this, it doesn't matter. However many, if you want to do 10 reps, 10 pounds a jump, or if you want to do 25 or 50 pounds, it doesn't matter. Whatever it takes to be able to be ready to lift this. However many sets you want to do, it doesn't matter. And then same thing for this, sets of 5. Then once you get to this set of 5, you do this as many as you possibly can. Close grip bench press, tap and go. Well, I didn't do tap and go. I'd come down on a close grip, pause, press, pause, press. So I will do as many as you can. And you mark these numbers down. And then the next week, you do 90%. But this week, you're going to come in, and instead of doing a set of 5, you're going to do the same week you did this, but you're going to do a set of 4. Then your next heavy week, you're going to do 3, and then you're going to do 2, and then you're going to do 2 singles, and then you're going to do 2 singles. This will be the last week that you train, and then the next week, you don't train at all. That's the week of the meet. You don't train at all. And then you go on Saturday and you do your PRs, okay? So that's how that works. Now, so it goes regular bench, close grip, regular bench, close grip, regular bench, close grip. Now, also what I would do, which I didn't write it down on here, but I guess I should have. I'm just gonna go ahead and okay, give me 1 second. Now for assistance work. What I did for assistance work, right here, after we do our bench, okay, we're either going to do board press, which this is a board. It's just two 2x6s. You could buy them, or you could get a 2x6 and you can screw them together. And someone's gonna put this on your chest, and you're gonna come down on a regular bench, and you're gonna come into contact with that. Boom, it's a shorter range of motion working on the lockout, right? You're gonna do 3 sets of 5 reps with the board press, 3 sets of 5 with your number, 85%, 90%, 92%, 94%, 96%. You're gonna do 3 sets of 5. It's a shorter range of motion, so you'll be able to do it just fine. When you get done with this, you're gonna drop the percentage by about 20%. And then you're gonna go close grip bench, and you're gonna do 3 sets of 5 after your heavy bench press session. If you don't have this, and you don't have a spotter to hold that for you, then you get one of these. It's called a slingshot, okay? This right here allows you to overload. You put it on like this. It's like a big rubber band that goes across your arm. So when you bench, it's like an extra pec. It gives you extra spring. So it allows you to use heavier weight. Once you get to here, it's now 100% you. but it helps you get deeper with a heavier weight and allows you to come off your chest with the weight you wouldn't normally be able to handle. So when you get to here, it's 100% you. So it's like the board press without a spotter. It's called a slingshot. You can look it up. It's made by Mark Bell from slingshot.com. I think you can get them on Amazon. There's a bunch of other companies that make them now. Super useful tool. I think they're like 50 bucks. They have different resistance, different. I always go with original, but they have a light, medium, heavy, super heavy. So it depends on how heavy you want to go. If you use this, what I do is I'll do the 85% with a regular bench, okay? I'll do the actual percent, 85, 90, 92, whatever. I would do that for 3 sets of 5 with regular, and then I would go up every single week. So let me restart that. I want to do 85%, I would go up by 5%. So if I was doing 85%, then this would become 90% if I'm using this. So I would do 90% with the slingshot for 3 sets of 5, and then I would actually go up again to, instead of 95, instead of 90, I would go up to 95%. And then I would do 3 sets of close grip for 3. That's how I would do with this, if that makes sense. 5% up for 3 sets of 5, 10% up for 3 sets of 3. If I use this. If I use the board, I would keep the percentage the same, 85, 90, 92, whatever the percentage, I would keep the same on the board press. But if you use this, I would go up 5%, and then I would go up in 10% total. So the 85, you would end up doing close grip with 95. It's an overload. Trust me, like it feels incredible once you get used to this. Okay, now after that, now on close grip bench press, when I do my as many reps as I possibly can on the light night, I wouldn't do board press and I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't do slingshot or board press, either one. And if you're gonna do the slingshot, stick to the slingshot. If you're gonna do the board press, stick to the board press. Whichever one you decide to do. And whatever you decide to do, it's fine, it's going to work. But the thing is when you do your light nights, you don't do this. You just do as many reps as you can, and after that, you move on to your other work, which is going to be, I did dumbbell press for 5 sets of 20 with the same weight. So you'll pick the same weight. Let's say you start off with like the 40s. You're gonna do 5 sets of 20 with the 40s. If you get all 5 sets of 20, next week you go to the 45s. And if you get all 5 sets of 20, next week you go to the 50s. And then you go to the 55s and 60s and 65s and 70s, 75s and 80s. Once you start getting to the point that you need more pyramidization, you can. Starting off with if you're, okay, gauge your strength. If you can do a set of 20, start with a set of 20 with that weight, all right? But if you can't do one set of 20 with that set, you need to start lighter. And then once I got to probably about like 60 pounds, 60-pound dumbbells, I would start pyramiding by 5 pounds a set. So then it'll be like, okay, I would count backwards. So it'd be 60, 55, 50, 45, 40. So I start with the 40s for 20, then 45s, 50, 55, 60s. If I got all sets of 20, the next week I would go to the 65s, and then the 70s, and the 75s, and the 80s. And by doing this, I got up to the 110-pound dumbbells for 3 sets of 20, because then I could jump from 60 to 80 to 110 doing 3 sets of 20. And that was a good amount of work for me for volume whenever I was at my strongest. And then after that, I go to V-bar press down for the triceps. That's just gonna be 5 sets of 20 with the same weight on the V-bar machine. If you get all 5 sets of 20, then same principle as a dumbbell press. You go up in weight. When you get to a weight that's so heavy, you feel like you need a couple warm-ups, then pyramid by 10 pounds all the way to that set, but still obtaining all 20 reps per set before you move up heavier. And then I would move to side laterals with dumbbells, which is basically side laterals, and then front laterals, and then bent over laterals with dumbbells for the shoulders. And then that would be it. And that's what I would do for my chest routine. This built me up to doing 385 for 3 with a dead pause. Bam, bam, bam. I could do 3 reps with a dead pause in my chest for about a 2 to 3 second hold with a press. And like I said, I was never super crazy strong, but I don't really recall ever going to any commercial gym in my life and seeing anyone put up more than 315 for maybe 2 or 3. Maybe I was in the wrong gyms, but I worked out at a lot of big commercial gyms whenever I was younger, and I don't ever recall really seeing anyone bench more honestly than 225, 275, let alone 300. So take that for what it's worth. It's actually a lot more impressive than, and you look at the numbers of strongmen and powerlifters, it's like, that's nothing. Go to a powerlifting meet and look at what the numbers are being put up. You'll be hard pressed to find most people that are benching in the mid 3s, let alone in the low 3s, even at powerlifting meets. You watch YouTube and social media, then you see all these guys putting up these ridiculous numbers. Well, there's only a few of them, right? There's not that many in the grand scheme of lifters. So don't ever be embarrassed of what you're lifting. Always be proud of what you lift, and always be proud of your accomplishments, because remember, it took you time to get there, and it'll take someone else just as much time to get to where you are too. This routine isn't going to work for everybody, but it'll work for most of you. Now just remember, I'm going to recap. You're going to do a heavy night and then a light night. You're going to work up to a set of 5, 4, 3, 2, 2 singles, 2 singles. 3 sets of 5, 3 sets of 5, 3 sets of 5, 3 sets of 5. You're either going to do wide grip board press for 3 sets of 5 for the same heavy percentage, and then close grip for 3 sets of 5 or 3, whatever you're comfortable with. You can change it up a little bit. Or you're going to do the slingshot, and you're going to do the slingshot wide and the slingshot close, same thing. But if I do the slingshot, I go up in the percentages. And then after that, that's only on your heavy nights though. The light nights, you don't do these to give your body a break, and it rotates every week. Then you do all this stuff. Okay, so that's my deadlift and squat routine and my bench press routine that I did whenever I used to compete in powerlifting. I used to eat a lot of food to do this routine. It's only a 3-day routine. Next week, I will go over my back night and what I did for my assistance work on Fridays. Keep in mind, I was 265 to 285 whenever I was doing this routine, and I was working out 3 days a week, eating probably 6,000 to 8,000 calories a day to maintain my body mass. And if I didn't eat that much calories, there was no way I was training that hard and that heavy for that long, because this routine, it's not time trial. You're not going to come in here, hit a set, hit a set, hit a set. You need to take your time between sets. I would rest anything between, on my set, all the accessory work, belt squats, hack squats, leg extensions, Romanian deadlift, dumbbell press, V-bar, side laterals. That would be 2 minutes, and then I would do a set. 2 minutes, and then I do a set. 2 minutes, I do a set. Deadlift, squats, bench, that stuff, I could rest up to 6 minutes between sets, sometimes 7. So I could be in the gym sometimes maybe for 3 hours, 3.5 hours. And that requires a lot of calories. So, but everyone's diet's different. You got to find the diet that works for you. You got to find the training that works for you. If y'all never tried a powerlifting routine, you're interested in powerlifting or in strength, this is a really hard program to do, but it will get you strong if you follow it and stuff like that. I'm going to go ahead and end the video here, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see y'all tomorrow. And back to normal as usual.